rebounds at the break for that one, as we will see one of those streaks come to a close. Next up for Orlando is actually Oklahoma City. And the Thunder streaking, they have the best, or the longest streak rather, in the Western Conference at 8 in a row now. And it just seems like here the champs come again. I mean, they look like they're in postseason form to you?
They look good. And I think more importantly, their role players are getting opportunities right now. With no J-Dub, AJ Mitchell and the other guys, and even Jeremy Kane, like those guys get opportunities to play. And I think in the playoff series, and IT will tell you, right, your main players are gonna get double teamed. They're gonna be scouted. So this is a good opportunity for role players to kind of get the rhythm, to know what's to come.
IT, I mean, look, there have been stretches during this regular season after that historic 24-1 start where the Thunder just sort of kind of hit this malaise, which is super normal during the course of an NBA season, but because it was happening to the 24-1 Thunder, it sparked a little bit more of a conversation. But here they are now, having won 8 in a row. I mean, do you have any qualms with where OKC is at?
No, they're in a perfect spot right now, I believe. They're playing really good basketball. 53-15, that says it right there. Like, obviously, they're going to have slow parts of the season, which every team does, but they've limited that most of the season. And Shai's playing an MVP form like he's used to playing. And like Tristan said, the role players are going to have to win playoff games for them to repeat as champions. And they're getting a lot of production. They're getting a lot of opportunity to showcase themselves. And that says a lot about that team. Like, you still don't have J-Dub. You still don't have a focal point of your team playing right now, and you're still playing at a high level. So that says a lot about that organization and that coaching staff and putting them guys in position to be successful.
T, is it a foregone conclusion that OKC is going to represent the West? Like, are you, or is that a little too far?
No, I mean, I got OKC coming out the West.
Yeah.
I mean, they have 10 starters on their team. They have 10 guys that can start on any team in the NBA. And that's just, you know what it is? Give the flowers to OKC's front office. Real basketball minds, guys that actually know the game, guys that take their position, their job serious, because there's too many franchises out there that they just don't know the game. It's a combination. The eye test and analytics, I get it, but you gotta have a feel. And I'm not gonna lie to you, if I'm any owner, I'm looking at that whole roster in the front office, and I'm trying to pluck one of those guys to come help my franchise. Those guys are basketball junkies and basketball guys.
Yeah, you get
real
the brain
basketball
trust.
minds.
Right, that's why we were saying, remember the deadline day when OKC went out and got McCain from Philly?
For nothing.
What were we all saying? Like, if Sam Presti is calling you about a player, you might want to step back and say, wait, do we want to do this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're just making them better. Like, like he said, if he's calling about a player, he knows something. And the players in that organization, like Tristan said, they got a great group of starters. And guys that know their role in this situation. They're accepting their opportunity and they're taking full advantage of it.
The head of the snake is SGA, and the team trying to go back-to-back. SGA is trying to go back-to-back too, as the reigning MVP. His streak of having at least 20 points in 127 games. Well, it almost stopped at 126. But it did seem like in the last game, T, that he was working hard to get to that 20-point mark.
Don't let it fool you. You watched his special starting 5. He said if he has less than 30, it's a bad night. So he's looking up there and trying to keep that streak alive. But listen, you're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to work for it. Guys are going to try to stop that. They're going to be like, no, not tonight. You're not going to put me in the record books. So, I mean, that's what I would do if I was playing. I would use all my fouls.
I see you're like, yeah, duh. Like,
I mean, I'm going for it every night, but knowing that guys are trying to end that streak, guys are trying to stop that. So, I mean, why not keep it going?
Hey, I'm with you 100%. And OKC, they're going to wait and see if Orlando can keep it going, and then it'll be dueling 8-game win streaks on Tuesday. We're going to keep it going on this show to a commercial break. Step aside for a couple minutes as we go to... So when you're at work, things break around the office, who you call? Who do you call, Tristan?
Ghostbusters?
Now you call me.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, IT.
Oh, my bad.
Though you could just maybe try, turning it on or off, or taking the game out. They'll blow it, and then see if it works. But when things are broken around the NBA, You call IT.
Oh, for sure. Mr. Fourth Quarter, man. Mr. Fourth Quarter.
That's right. So it's time for another round of IT Fixes, where our man Isaiah helps us diagnose what's going on with a particular team. First up, Detroit basketball. All right, the Pistons, who have been in first in the East basically all season, but they've lost 5 of the last 8 games. That includes Sunday in Toronto. Shout out to the 6T. What is the biggest concern that you have with the Pistons right now, IT?
I think the biggest concern is their offensive help. They need help around Cade Cunningham, and not just help. They need ball handling. They need playmaking. They need a little bit of shooting to give him space to be able to create, especially when it comes down to the playoffs. But the biggest thing that they need to do is lay their hat on the defensive end, which they've done most of the season. But the last 5 to 7 games, they've been lacking a little bit on that end. So if they double down on the defensive end, they get a little bit more spacing and their shooting becomes at a higher level, I think that will fix the Detroit Pistons' problems.
I like it. All right. Now, some folks in Minnesota would like your attention, IT department, because the T-Wolves have dropped 4 of 5. The point differential in that stretch, not nice, minus 69, as they dropped the game in Oklahoma City on Sunday. Now, according to Anthony Edwards, the problem is pretty simple. Here's what Ant had to say after going 6 of 17 from the floor with 6 turnovers.
Turning it over, offensive rebounds. I had too many turnovers myself, and I didn't make enough shots. So I don't really think it got nothing to do with my team. It's more so myself. Yeah, I had too many turnovers and not enough made shots. It's just that simple.
They, as a defense, create a lot of turnovers. Like, what's the key to trying to limit those?
They do a pretty good job of just like I said, it's AAU defense. So yeah, they do a pretty good job of it. They on like one accord. But yeah, we know what to expect. So that's on us. That's on me. I know what they're gonna do as far as defensively. So that's on me turning the ball over.
AAU defense. That is interesting. But IT, how do you fix the problems Minnesota is having right now?
All right, the problems with Minnesota, it's a little tougher than the Detroit Pistons because the Minnesota Timberwolves been inconsistent all year long. Like when they are consistent, they're one of the top teams in the league. When they aren't, we don't know what team we're gonna get. And Ant said it right there. Obviously, a lot has to do with his ability to score the basketball and make plays, so he has to limit his turnovers. But the role players on this team have to be a little more consistent. When he's not playing well offensively, who do you turn to? That's the question we got to answer. Jaden McDaniels has to be better. Naz Reid has to be better. Rudy Gobert has to get better, and most importantly, Julius Randle has to be at his peak for this team to have action at winning the championship. So I would say the inconsistency that has to change before the season ends, and if it does, we might see the Minnesota Timberwolves back in the Western Conference Finals.
Familiar territory.
3 years in a row.
Yes. Of the last couple of years. Elsewhere in the West, the Denver Nuggets. They've dropped 5 of 9. And that includes the late game loss against the Lakers on Saturday. They're now 7 and 11 in one-score games this season. So I guess there are a couple different ways that you could look at that, IT. But what does Denver need to do to climb back up the standings in the West?
I think the biggest thing with Denver is the defensive side of the ball. It's dropped since Joker has came back, and usually they're a good defensive team with Joker in there. But since he's come back from injury, their defense hasn't been there, and I think that's took a big hit on them. Offensively, they're still up there with being one of the best teams offensively, but they lay their hat on the defensive end, and if they're trying to win another championship, it has to come from that end, and obviously they have to get healthy as well again. So Aaron Gordon, I know, just came back. Cam Johnson has to play a little better. Bruce Brown has to defend at a higher level. And then for them close games that they got to finish out, their main guys, Jamal Murray and Joker, got to step up and finish those games.
Well, you know, Tristan.
And my bad, I'm sorry, Nelly.
No,
Peyton Watson is a big piece of what they got going on,
sure.
and he has been injured. Yeah. So we have to give them a little bit of leeway because he's their perimeter defender. And if he comes back healthy, I think that would change a lot that they got going on.
Health has been such a thing for a lot of teams, but especially Denver this year. Tristan, typically after you have like a IT service or customer service, you're asked to complete a survey. Thumbs up, thumbs down. What would you rate this particular item?
2 thumbs
Two
up.
thumbs
Two
up.
thumbs up,
I need
man.
all the reviews I can get.
Yes,
I
yes.
appreciate the love and support.
You get a gold star today.
Hey, there's nothing we got to fix in that segment. IT fixes in the books. More association when we come back. See you.